But speaking of 25, what do you think of this offseason so far? We've had a few big moves here. Garrett Crochet, the big one, Walker Buehler as well, bringing in Aroldis Chapman, got Nervaez and Wilson as well. What are your thoughts on the offseason additions so far?
You know what? It's been good, not only uh, in the public eye, but I think there's a lot of stuff that is going on behind the curtain, as far as like plans with players. Rafaela has made some progress. We gave him the freedom to eat, and he's actually eating.
Mm-hmm.
He gained some weight, which is huge for him. David Hamilton, Connor Wong, Trevor Story. They got together a few weeks ago, and there were some coaches that went there to Dallas and kind of like what we call Trevor Camp. And
Mm-hmm.
for everything I'm hearing, for everything I saw, as far as like the videos and all that stuff, they're in a good place. As far as the addition, we there's no secret. We were looking for pitching. We're still looking for pitching, and then we have to be better in that area. The 2 years that I have managed the Red Sox, the rotation was pretty solid. And it's not the names, it's about going out there and going 5 and 6 innings consistently, or 6 innings consistently. Let's not, sugarcoat this. 5 innings is not good enough. So in 18 we did it, in 21 we did it, and we made it to the dance. Uh, you know, Garrett is a huge addition.
Yeah.
Walker brings something to the equation that you cannot quantify, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Just the experience being around one of the greatest pitchers of all time. He learned a lot from Kershaw, and hopefully he can bring that knowledge and help our young kids, which they're not young anymore. They're 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just help them to keep developing at this level. The bullpen, the deeper the better. And
Yeah.
we got some stuff now, right? Chapman, he's throwing 104, and he's like wine, right?
Yeah.
He's aging very well.
Yeah.
One of my favorites Instagram accounts ever. If you want to get excited and get up and go work out, follow Chapman. He's
Yep.
freaking a beast. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing. And then Wilson, you know, uh, very subtle move by the front office. One of those that people haven't talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe, that's an area that we have to keep improving. Murph is on, he's doing an outstanding job in the off season, getting himself healthy and then putting himself in the equation. Bernie's doing a good job. Last year we struggled with lefties, with our lefties, they did a good job, but we have to be better, and the more the better. And competition is always a good thing. So I think in that aspect, it's been a good off season.
Yeah, I like that you just mentioned the competition aspect, and that's something I actually think is a pretty underrated factor when it comes to these additions of Crochet and Bueller. I feel like these guys can really help, push each other. I think back to, you go back to like Scherzer, Verlander back in the day, right? They really, they feasted off of that, right? And it pushed them to be better. And I feel like you see some of that coming into this rotation, and it's exciting to see. When it comes to actually, a quick question here. When it comes to this offseason with the front office, what has it been like this offseason from your point of view? Where has your phone been off the hook nonstop? Have you had a chance to breathe at all, or how does that work necessarily?
Yeah, I mean, going into the off season, you have plan A, plan A1, A2, A3. I hate when they say plan B, C, D, right? Because if we're talking about plan D, we're in a bad spot, right? So there's a lot of different scenarios that happen, right? There's a lot of stuff that we cannot control. Guys that want to play in the West Coast, guys that get traded, organizations that they engage and they decide to stay put, and obviously in an era that social media, kind of like rules the world, right? It's very interesting some of the scenarios that people propose, but I can tell you something. The front office is always diligent. They're always working to make this roster better. And there's 30 teams out there. They're doing the same thing, right? Like they have a vision, they have a plan, and they have to execute. In our case, we were loud and clear what we're trying to accomplish. I think if you go by numbers or you go by WAR or whatever it is, or projected wins, a lot of teams are shooting for 92, before the season starts, and I don't know where we at. I don't get into that, but I think we have accomplished a lot of good things in the off season. The phone is always on, but you have to trust the process. You have to trust the people that we have. Obviously, I have ideas and I share it with them, but
Yeah.
not all the time they can please, or they can, uh, okay, this is what we're doing because Alex wants it. I just give him my 2 cents, and
Yeah.
they actually, they listen and they execute. And I think we're in a good spot. The offseason is not over yet. We still got time. If you remember, we got JD Martinez in spring training in 2018, and I think JD, proved that if you're patient enough, you can get your guys, and we're still working at it.
Yeah. JD Martinez, great example. Honestly, one of the better free agent signings in the history of the Red Sox.
I
And
do believe. I do believe
yeah,
him and Manny. I think
yeah,
as far as like earning every penny,
yeah,
that was given to them, they earn it, and they did an amazing job for us.
yeah. Well, speaking of right-handed hitters, that is still a goal that is on the agenda. Craig recently touched on that, saying, in a perfect world, they would love to add a middle of the order right-handed bat. To balance the lineup. When it comes to options out there, one name that keeps coming up. You got Alex Bregman. There's some names on the trade front. And Craig even mentioned this as well. Perhaps some guys within the organization can step up. Any news on any right-handed hitters possibly, or where do you see maybe that right-handed hitter coming from? Whether that's maybe free agency, trade, or maybe someone within the organization.
All of the above. Like I said, there's always options, right? One thing we're very excited about it, and I've been, very honest about this. I think we should give Vaughn a mulligan, to be honest with you. I think last year he gets hurt in winter ball, he gets traded, he gets hurt in spring training. When he on his way back, he gets sick. He lost like
Yeah.
15 pounds, and he was never able to get his feet under him until the end. And he actually played pretty well for us the last 10 days that he was there. So, he's having a great offseason in Orlando, working in his agility, be more explosive, become the athlete that we envisioned before we traded for him. So he's an option. There's other guys that, obviously people are very excited about it, but honestly, we have to be patient and see what happens in the upcoming weeks. There's ways of improving the lineup, improving the roster. Obviously, I cannot go into specifics about free agents, but there's a lot of good guys out there that can make a difference in any lineup in the big leagues. And we saw it over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, right? The right-handed hitters we have added late in the offseason, early in the offseason. You can take about Renfro and Duvall and To, right? They did an amazing job balancing the lineup and producing. So we just got to keep the course, keep doing the things that we're doing as far as like preparing our guys to show up to Fort Myers in great shape, and see what happens in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, for sure.